All right, let's focus on some M&A action that has been happening on the street. Hinduja Global Solutions has acquired a company called Iberium, if I've got the pronunciation of that right. Stock up a smart 2%. Let's connect with the management. Partha D. Sarkar on the phone line with us. Partha, thank you so much for joining us. Take us through the acquisition that you've done through your US subsidiary. What's the rationale and what does it really add to Hinduja Global Solutions?
So we have a lot of our revenues coming from the health insurance vertical. Okay. About 30% plus of our revenues come from healthcare. This acquisition actually positions us very well for the new healthcare reform that's happening in the U.S., where healthcare is becoming more consumer-centric. And healthcare, which earlier used to be a B2B process, is becoming a B2C process, and consumers have more choice to opt for the type of insurance that they want. So this acquisition provides a platform that allows the consumers to shop around for the kind of insurance that they want to buy. And it also helps in our clients, which is the insurance companies, to onboard new members when they opt for their particular insurance. So it is integrated into some very well-known CRM platforms like Microsoft Dynamics. And therefore, it takes us to the cutting edge of healthcare reform, where as the industry changes from B2B to B2C, we have newer platform offerings that helps us offering new services.
Partha, for shareholders in your company, they'd like to know what have you paid for this acquisition? And when do you hope for it to start reflecting on your subsidiary's books?
Well, right now, we're still not disclosing the amount. We will be disclosing it eventually in an analyst call. It's one-time revenues. So we will be eventually disclosing the number in a couple of days, by the end of this week.
What's the rationale behind that, Partha? Why not give the information as the acquisition is done? What is the rationale behind delaying the disclosure?
Yeah, I mean, we are going to be just announcing it in a couple of days.
Okay, all right. And when do you expect the consolidated revenues to show up on the book, and what kind of an impact, if you have any numbers that you could share with us?
Yeah, it has revenues of about $13 million, and it would increase next year. Today's run rate is about $13 million. These revenues will show up in our Q1 numbers, and this will be EPS accretive for us.
Partha, you've seen over the last few years, you've had some aggressive inorganic expansion through Hinduja Global. What's the next footprint looking like? What's the focus of Hinduja Global going into FY16?
So we are trying to do a couple of things. One is expanding our footprint geographically. So we've just set up a new unit in the Middle East. The aim would be to grow that business. We are also looking at Latin America. There also, we believe that the Spanish market in the U.S. offers us very good offshore possibilities from South America. And so far as acquisitions like Colibrium that we just did, that is into new capabilities, which is white spaces in our current offerings, which we don't have today. And therefore, I'm trying to fill up the white spaces by getting into new capability areas and all of that. So those will be a string of pearls kind of approach towards acquisition to fill up service gaps that we have today so that we have a more holistic story.
So it'll be fair to assume, Partha, that we'll hear more from you in the acquisition space over the next 1 year?
See, acquisitions have been a part of our history. So if you look at we've done one in 2010, we did two in 2011, we did one in 2012. After that, we've taken some break. So it's taken us a couple of years to find out the right one. So it's been a part of our history. We've grown by expanding our footprint through acquisitions. And also now we've looked at this new model of building into new capabilities through these areas.
All right, Partha, thank you so much. Hinduja Global there, acquiring a company called Iberium, not disclosing the price yet. They said about another 2-3 days, they should have all the disclosures out for investors and shareholders. There you go on the screen, the stock up 1.5%. The entire infrastructure stock is buzzing in trade today. A lot of orders, it's been a busy day for those watching the order track.